Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to take a look at this month's Smart Art box, which is something a little different. Let's take a look here. I actually had a peek already and I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do this project until a certain weather event occurred, and that would be I needed it to be sunny out. This is a solar printing box, and it comes with Jacquard Solarfast products and instructions on how to create a solar print. Now I've done this with specialized paper to do solar prints, but I've never done it with a product such as this. So what we have here are the two liquids. One is for putting down on your substrate so that you make a sunlight reactive surface, and the other solution is to wash that out and kind of stop it from reacting. So it's kind of a two-step process there with this stuff. And we also have an Ampersand panel. I think it's an Ampersand one, isn't it? Yes, Ampersand wood panel. We have some sponge brushes, and we have this special pen that's for marking on transparencies, which are basically really thin, clear sheets of plastic. And that's where you would make a design here, and this pen is kind of special. It keeps light from showing through the areas where you have the dark pen. So basically it's going to expose everything that isn't your pen. I hope I'm getting this right, because it's been a long time since I've done any solar prints, and I've never done it with this product before. And then we have this wooden panel. Now we're going to be working directly on the wood, and I think with this type of solution, you need to work on a porous surface, so you wouldn't want to work on like a gesso prime surface, I don't think, because I think when you go to wash out the dye, you'll end up washing everything off because there's like a barrier. So I think this product is more for doing like on fabric or wood or something that is a very porous surface. So I just wanted to let you know that if you have this set at home, or if you're looking at this product, that you use it with compatible materials. So I'm going to read a little bit more about this, and then we're going to prep our canvas and make our design.
My first thought for creating my print was just to use what was in the box, use my pen on the transparency sheet, draw an elephant, and I don't know why an elephant, I just wanted something kind of sketchy, and so that's what I did. You could always draw on a scrap of paper or print something off onto your paper scrap, and you could like set that on top, the transparency on top, and trace it if you wanted to. I just decided to freehand, but as I was doing this, I was worried that my fine lines would not really give me very much contrast, and I'd want something bolder, so I decided to actually go with a different method for creating my first print, and you're going to see that in just a second here. I sped this up just because I didn't end up doing this elephant as my final print.
Okay, I decided to actually come up with a new plan, and I went on the Jacquard website, and I'll put a link in the video description to their negative generator. And what I did was I found a photo, and this is going to look really creepy because it's a negative. I found this photo of my son when he was a baby. It's like my favorite baby photo of his, and I printed it off as a negative. Isn't that creepy looking? So like the original photo was he was really light and the surrounding was really black, and it was a black and white photo. So what I did was I practiced on regular paper, and I printed it, and it was too small, so I increased the scale of it, and then I just used a piece of clear tape, and I taped this transparency, because this is only like a 6x8 or so. I taped it down to my paper, and I fed it through. So I have to put mine in upside down so it would print out right side up, and that's how I made the negative. So I could have practiced it. I could have printed it again just to make sure it was right size, then taped it over, but I was pretty sure it was going to work out, and it did. So that's what you want to do. You definitely want to tape it down because this could jam in your printer otherwise. And then I'm just going to leave that tape on there, I think, actually, to kind of hold it onto the board. So now I need to prepare the panel, and it seems to be pretty clean. It says to shake this really well. So I guess this one's purple. I don't know if we all get the same color or what. I think these come in different colors, and this would be really cool to do on a shirt because it will work on any porous material. I'm only going to put out a little bit and just cap that right up. And actually, you probably should have all of your supplies ready to go so that you're not letting that sit out unexposed. So I'm just going to put a coating on here. I don't know how thick it's supposed to be. I think it's just supposed to be well covered. I'm just going to give it a little bit more because I'm a little nervous that maybe it's not thick enough. Let's give it another bit there. It's funny because I've never done this before. You are watching me do it for the first time. I just want to make sure that I've got enough product to do the job. Sometimes when you overdo it though with product, you ruin the effect. So Get that on there really good. Oh, I can see why you probably don't want to let it dry, because if you're letting it dry, then it is going to, it's going to start developing, I bet. And I bet it'll be easy to see as it starts developing because it will be purple. So I've got a nice sunny day, and it says about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, I guess, for developing time outside in the sun. And it says you can leave it a little bit longer if you need to. And I'm in Maine, and it's only April, so I'm going to go the full 30 minutes on this. So I'm going to set that down. I think I'm just going to put it maybe a little bit above center here. And I'm going to use some of this. I just figured with the sides of this, it might, oh my, I think I might have just disturbed that. Hopefully that's okay. It says while still damp, it's kind of wet. I hope it's not too wet to work here. But the printing's on the top side, so it shouldn't mess up any of the ink, because this was just an inkjet printing. Sorry about the glare there, guys. And now, I don't think I'm going to bother sticking this down because it's going on to wet, like that wet material. So I'm just going to lay it down like that. It is going to need to have to make contact in order to work, though, so I almost got rid of this in my big purge. You just never know, folks. You just never know. Okay, so what I think is going to happen here, it's not windy out, so I think I could just set this out like this. I don't think I need to weight anything down. I'm going to set this outside and let it develop. You know what? Actually, what might be kind of cool, I have some glass marbles. I'm going to put them down to kind of weight things down, but also it might give like a bubbly effect. So let me go grab those and we'll try those out. Oh, and I had another brainstorm because we're not using this little, the elephant that I drew. I thought I would just write, I'll just write Jackson on there because that's his name, obviously. Maybe I'll write it bigger, actually. And that way we can see how the pen does as well. So I'm going to cut that out. You could put like the baby, like the date the picture was taken. I don't know. I think he was about 6 months old because he's crawling around, but honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Now that I think about it, isn't that horrible? I'm not 100% sure, so I think I'll just maybe put that. Oh, I think that will look kind of cool right there. And then we will see how the pen works. And then we'll grab these little, I probably should have this out already because it's probably going to be kind of weird. I think I'll put a few different colors of these pebbles down and we'll see, like, so I've got opaque ones, so that one's kind of opaque. We'll do some transparent ones so we can kind of see like the difference between some of these like being translucent and some being completely opaque, and we'll see how they work. Like that one is kind of semi-opaque. I think that would look really like a bubbly. I guess I probably shouldn't move it too much once I get them down either, because that could really mess up the effect. Because some of these are kind of like iridescent. But I think it's going to be a cool look. We're not, hey, who knows, right? We don't know. We don't know how it's going to come out. We don't know if, I don't even know if the clear ones will show up at all. But I'll give it a try anyway, right? So this is actually a really fun experiment, because when I got this in the mail, I took a peek. I'm like, oh no, I need sun to do this. We've had such overcast, rainy days. I'm like, I don't know if this will work. But we'll see. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go set this in the sun, and we're going to see what happens in about 30 minutes. So we'll see you then. Okay, so my timer just went off. Actually, I left it for about 20 minutes because it turned purple really quick. And the on the package it said 10 to 20 minutes. On the Smart Art container it said 20 to 30. Oh gosh, I'm getting steam all over my camera. I use my electric kettle to heat up some water here because it said really hot water. Oh, I hope it's not too steamy. And then this has got to be horrible for my camera. I'm going to put a couple capfuls of this in there. I'm going to move this because holy moly, I'm going to steam up my camera and hopefully it'll be okay. That's hot water. They said hot water. I'm just trying to follow the directions. All right, so I'm going to put 2 capfuls in here. 1, 2, and it's just to agitate it. I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use one of these other brushes to agitate it because I don't want to burn myself. So I'm just stirring this up over here. Oh good, the camera's clearing up a little bit. That's a good sign. Okay, so let's look at our print. That's right here. So the I'm gonna pull this felt off. Oh, that's so cool! Look at that! Oh my gosh, that's awesome! And take our marbles off. Some of this is still wet, I think, because maybe I was supposed to let it set a little bit more. I guess if you painted it on and you had like a really dark box or something, you could put it in, paint it on in the dark and put it in a box. I don't know, something so that you wouldn't expose it, then you could actually work on it a little more dry. It'd be fun to experiment with and find. I like the bubbles. I was hoping it would give me kind of a bubbly look. Now I'm going to peel off my transparency. I think that it would have been better if it was a little drier, because you can see how much of that stuff is stuck to the transparency. And so now I'm going to plop it into the water with the washout stuff. If you're doing a t-shirt, I guess you can do like put it right in your washing machine. I'm gonna actually, I put it, I'm just trying not to like fog up my camera. I put it like that. And I'm just gonna, I guess, kind of gently brush over it. I don't know oh, I just don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Really, I mean, it says to wash it off. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, I hope I'm not taking... You know what, I'm gonna pause it and look at the directions one more time. So I guess I'm just supposed to soak this. It says to wash, so I don't know if it means, it says submerge the wood panel in the hottest water possible, add 1 to 2 capfuls of Solarfast wash, agitate and keep submerged with water flowing for at least 10 to 20 minutes. So this is like the dye part is submerged. It's submerged with the Solarfast wash. So it says also under running water. I don't really want to let my water run for 20 minutes. I think that's really wasteful. So I think I'm just gonna let it kind of sit for a few minutes and then rinse it, I guess, or maybe let it soak for about 20 minutes and then just rinse it off really good. I'm gonna keep it image side down. I got a big air bubble there. I should have like pressed it down really well, but it's my first time. Give me a break, right? It's my first time. So you can see that right there with this upside down. The steam is coming off of that, but I'm gonna just let that soak, and then we'll see it after it's all soaked and I've dried it off in about 20 minutes. Okay, this was all soaked and washed and dried, and it came out all right, but I was a little disappointed with this area here because I had this air bubble, and you can see like the color isn't even the same here. It looks more like indigo, and here it's more purple. And I think what I did wrong was that I didn't blot this after I painted on the solar stuff. So I decided I would try it again, and this time after I brush it on, I would blot it because I think I had too much of this on and it was too like juicy. So I don't want that to happen this time. So I'm just going to coat this scrap of wood that was from the scrap pile. I don't really have a plan for this project, so this is just me testing it out, because if I can do this and then it saves you guys some materials, like especially if you get the Smart Art box and you have only one panel, then I think that would be a good thing to do. So I'm just kind of working it back and forth, making sure it's in really good. I don't really see any puddles, but I am just going to blot, just to make sure there's no puddles, because I guess it's going to soak into the wood pretty well. So I think I used too much. That's the other thing. I think I used too much. So now what I did was I went on the Jacquard products website, and I used the Solarfast negative generator, and I just went to Graphics Fairy actually and found this this deer. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to put a few of these marbles because they worked really well. I just have to make sure I don't have anywhere they're going to cast a shadow on the area I want to expose. But that's going to do a good job at keeping it held down while it's exposing. I could actually tape it down too, but I'm going to put this outside in the sun for 20 minutes and we're going to take a look at this. Well, apparently we had some wind because I went out to check on my print, and this was on the table and this transparency was next to it with a little marble scattered about. So we must have had a breeze, so I'm taping it down this time. and I'm going to take it back out and try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Okay, so here is the deer one, the take two. I just wanted to experiment with a more of a defined, bold image. I thought I might get a much better result than the photographic one here. And I'm just gonna undo my tape. So in a way, yes, I did get a very bold design. Obviously, some light passed through my transparency because you can see a very pale purple color there. So I think, and then it occurred to me what I probably should have done when I went to print this, instead of just printing it straight from the site, I should have adjusted my printer settings and made sure that I had this on like super best quality so that it would spit out more ink. And I suppose you could probably also go over this with the pen if you wanted to, that came in the kit. But even here where I did use the pen on transparency, it was still not perfect. So I think there's probably an issue maybe with condensation kind of coming up and doing, like, I don't know, maybe refracting the light so that it kind of gets around a little bit. But you know, it definitely is a cool image. Something like this, though, you'll be much better off just to die cut it out of black paper or hand cut it out of black paper like an old Victorian silhouette and put that down. I think you'd get a much better result, similar to what we got with the opaque marbles and the die cut felt here. So experiment. If you have this Smart Art kit and you've been waiting to use it, I would highly recommend practicing on some scrap wood before you work on your panel. And remember, if your panel doesn't come out the way you want it, you could always gesso over this and use it for a painting. I don't see any reason why you couldn't do that. And of course, this can also be used on fabric, so if you get this kit, you'll have a bunch left over. You can experiment with different things like that. Oh, but you know what? Be careful, because I think the soap one wants to leak once you've opened up that seal, so just gotta be careful on that one. Maybe put this in a baggie or keep it upright on a shelf when you're storing it. But it's a lot of fun. It's something new and different, and I did enjoy it. If you would like to get a box of surprise art supplies delivered to your door every month, check out smartartbox.com. They're a wonderful supporter of the Frugal Crafter channel. I do appreciate the support, and it's always fun to try something new. Like, I've never done this before. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed coming along on the process too. And if you have done this before, if you have any tips or tricks you'd like to share, please do so in the comments below, and your advice can help everyone else. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.